This is We All Be, news-free Dixie for the 21st century. See how it works? Somewhere. Can you dig it? Like I said, family, Thursday, lunching with Lunceford at the Elmwood Cemetery. Beautiful day, beautiful thoughts, and know that the best is yet to come. And it's actually yum, yum, yum. Peace. Lunching with Jim Lunceford, eating is what I do. Lunching with Jim Lunceford, why sharing food for thought for you. Lunching with Jim Lunceford, eating and food for thought I share with you. Welcome everybody. None of what I said makes sense, but then it also makes sense. This is your brother Ron Hurd with the word. We are in the midst of the 2022 Jimmy Lunceford Jamboree Festival. Week-long activity celebrating the greatest, the GOAT, the one and only James Melvin Lunceford, but his friends called him Jimmy. It's a blessing to be alive. Beautiful day. A beautiful day for our soul brother from the universe, soul God. And I'm here to tell you, I'm here to testify that the dead is never dead and the past is never past, man. This week activity on this day, Thursday, October 20th, is lunching with Lunceford. Eating with the dead. You know what I like about eating with the dead? They don't try to put their hands in your plate, try to take your fries, try to take a bite out your burger. They dead. You could chew with your mouth open, you can burp, you can fart, you can do whatever, you can express yourself, do your thing. And the dead, they don't complain. But it completes the cycle. Death is a part of life, but death is not permanent. Energy never dies. And this is why I'm here, singing and playing and praying and testifying about the greatness of Jimmy Lunceford, the father of jazz music education, the first public high school band director in the city of Memphis, for colored children at least. You know how they write the history. It's always the first is they invented that, but it's not really the whole story. But his story is better than any Hollywood movie or any science fiction. When you tell the truth about who black people really are, it's better than a Hollywood movie, and it's more stranger than science fiction. So we are here to honor Mr. Lunceford, also the greatness of Memphis, that city of good abode, that creates so many great ones, but rarely do they get that respect that they deserve. And I'm here to honor a man who's back by unpopular demand, but when he was in the flesh walking around, not as a zombie, but as a human being, he was considered the greatest band leader of them all. Glenn Miller. If Glenn Miller is Larry Bird, then Jimmy Lunceford is Magic Johnson. True rivals that was part of a mutual respect society or mutual admiration society. Glenn Miller said it best. He said, Jimmy Lunceford has the best of all bands. Duke as an Ellington is remarkable. Oh, wait a minute. Duke as an Ellington is great. Count as in Basie is remarkable. But Lunceford tops them both because he put the show in Showtime. He had a band that was ready for TV and social media back in the 30s and the 40s. Can you feel me? Okay? I'm gonna keep on talking about the greatness of Lunceford. And when you start hearing about Mr. Lunceford in the same conversation as a Duke, as a Count, or even as a Little John, yeah, then you know he became a household name once more. Because Jimmy Lunceford was the most popular band for black people in the 30s and 40s in this country. They were so popular, they were known as the Harlem Express. You know, he got his start at the Cotton Club when he broke into the big time back in the mid-30s, about 34. He was the house band at the Cotton Club, the Jimmy Lunceford Orchestra. Then it became the #1 attraction in politics for a whole decade. So we can't forget this guy. And as long as there is breath circulating through my body, I will make sure none of you will forget, because we must remember the righteous ancestors. Can you feel me? Can I get a trumpet player? Here I am, boss. I'm gonna keep on playing my trumpet, because y'all don't care about what it takes to be great, because some of the greatest trumpet players y'all can't even name. One of the greatest trumpet players ever walked this planet, y'all don't know his name, played in the Jimmy Lunceford Orchestra. His name was the one and only Freddie Webster, okay? Not Webster that made the dictionary, but Webster as in who Dizzy Gillespie said he was the Gabriel. It was if Gabriel came back to play the horn. That's who Freddie Webster was. And he was in Jimmy Lunceford Band. There's a great song he did called Yesterdays that was broadcast on radio back in the day, July 12th, 1943. Look up Jimmy Lunceford Orchestra, Yesterdays, 1943. It was recorded July 12th, 1943. And 4 years later on that day, July 12th, Jimmy Lunceford would be dead in Seaside, Oregon under very questionable circumstances. See, it's a weird thing about Jimmy Lunceford. How can a man who was the most popular band in all the land for the people be forgotten about so many decades later? How is it a man who was bigger than Duke Ellington and Count Basie not being in the so-called history books, not being taught in jazz studies class? Matter of fact, he was the first person to teach jazz studies in a formal educational setting. The disrespect goes on and on and on. He was Rodney Dangerfield before there was a Rodney Dangerfield, okay? He gets no respect, but everybody wants his sound. Everybody wants his presentation. Everybody wants the man. The man was tall, dark, and handsome. He was Dark Gable. And they said Clark Gable was passed, but this guy was Dark Gable, okay? And he dressed to the nines, and he owned and flew his own airplanes, brought about planes that cost almost $1 million in today's money. See, he had to beg his congregation like crippled dollar for a plane. He brought his own plane, man. He had to beg nobody. He was a boss, and he was flying airplanes to gigs and owned them during the Great Depression. He had that type of walking money around, so evidently he was very popular while he was alive, but he's forgotten about in death. Who write the books? Who control the narratives? I'm here to counter the official narrative, and I got roots to Jimmy Lunceford. I had no idea. My late great paternal grandmother, Grandma Brito, Grandma Letha French Heard Brito, she got married a couple times, she's a good woman. She told me herself that when Jimmy Lunceford came to the Kansas area, that she actually performed with or for the Jimmy Lunceford Orchestra, and doing while she was in high school. I have great uncles or brother who own businesses in the Kansas City, Kansas area that Charlie Parker, Yardberg, one of their childhood friends, used to play at. I had a great Aunt Nan who moved to Detroit. Her place was a stomping ground and a stopping point in Detroit for great jazz musicians to get smoke weed every day and also get the other culinary stuff. She was a culinary chef and she smoked weed every day. And you know, they used to stop at her house to smoke weed every day. I'm just joking, y'all. Don't censor me. Don't censor me, bro. I'm just telling the truth. These are my family roots, you understand? So they run deep in the music thing, man. So that's why I'm here to honor this man. He brought so much joy to people. And unfortunately, he's been forgotten about because the people that loved him the most don't take the time to document their history, our history. See, black folks, we are living history, but we don't take the time to document our history, so we forget that we knew. You understand? We forget that this man was the king of them all, and he lies in his remains, whatever remains of his remains, in this ground in South Memphis, in this place called Elmwood Cemetery. But his legacy is a living one. It is resurrected courtesy of Brother Ron and the Jimmy Lunceford Jamboree Festival. So I'm not gonna beg you, I will hope you would consider supporting what we're doing, because we all be in it to win it. Cash App a player, Zelle a player, Google Pay, PayPal, Venmo a player, man. Cash App $R2C2H2, man. Google Pay, PayPal, Zelle it, R2C2H2 @gmail.com. That's R2C2H2 @gmail.com. Can y'all feel me, man? I'm hustling and flowing this. We got a big event coming up. October 22nd, Saturday. Free for everybody but me. I'm paying for everybody to be edutained. Aren't you edutained? October 22nd, 2022. Jimmy Lunceford Legacy Awards at the one and only Orpheum downtown Memphis from 5 p.m. Central to 9 p.m. Central. Free for you all. We are honoring posthumous homecoming court king, the one and only Right Reverend Dr. William Herbert Brewster Sr., Elvis Presley's favorite minister. Elvis used to go to this church called East Tree, right up the street on Bellevue from here. On Sundays, to listen to Reverend Brewster sing and preach. He would preach and sing with his choir. Probably hearing the likes of the one and only Queen Anderson doing what it do, a true unsung. They didn't have a verses from the dead. Make a hologram version of Queen Anderson and Mahalia Jackson and see who win, man. Who win, man? Okay, give me, can you feel me? Can you feel me? Okay, posthumous queen, Lucy E. Campbell, who taught at Booker T. Washington High School for decades, English and history teacher, but is also known as the mother of gospel music. She actually was the longtime music director at the National Baptist Convention when she helped debut the likes of the one and only black opera superstar Marian Anderson. Yes, the same Marian Anderson who was denied by the daughters of the American Revolution from singing in Constitution Hall, but Eleanor Roosevelt made sure she sung on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial about a generation before Dr. King said, "I had a dream." And speaking of Dr. King, I have a dream. Lucy Campbell discovered and trained his favorite singer. It's not Mahalia, even though she was a mentor to Mahalia Jackson. It's not her. I like to call Jagnas, but you know what mentor is. You know about Greek and Roman culture, you know that. But she also discovered and trained Dr. King's favorite singer, brother named J. Robert Bradley, who is from South Memphis, Maine. South Memphis, Maine. They call him Mr. Baptist. He had a range of an opera singer. Mahalia Jackson, once he sang Amazing Grace, no one can do it better, so retire his number, man. So Mr. Baptist ended up dying in Nashville back in 2007. But also Dr. Brewster wrote "Move On Up a Little Higher" that Mahalia Jackson made famous. It became one of her signature songs, one of the first million gospel sellers in history. So he wrote this song, "Move On Up a Little Higher." And also another song that Mahalia helped popularize, "The Upper Room, Upper Room, Upper Room." It was written by Lucy E. Campbell. With Jesus, upper room, in the upper room, the upper room, the upper room. So, moving on. Prince, this year is one only drummer boy. He puts on for his city. He puts on for his city. Hip-hop producer, impresario, extraordinaire, truly beyond category line. Okay? Princess, local gospel legend with a generational voice, the one and only Deborah Manning Thomas. Put some respect and mayonnaise with some pickles and other stuff on her name, man. Make it a sandwich, manwich, man. A Deborah Manwich sandwich, man. I'm just doing it because y'all like the people do all this crazy stuff, so I go viral or something. I don't know. There you go. Here I go, here I go, here I go. Okay. Next, the Cane. Hey, Cane. Hey, Cane of the Jimmy Lunceford Jamboree Homecoming Court, or the Jimmy Lunceford Jamboree Festival Homecoming Court for the 2022 Jimmy Lunceford Legacy Award. A player from the Himalayas. The one only brother Lawrence Boo Mitchell, who produced Uptown Funk, Brutal Mars, right, at Royal Studios, where his grandfather, Willie Mitchell, produced the one and only A.L.L, Love and Happiness, all that good stuff, and Ann Peebles, I Can't Stand the Rain, all that great stuff. O.B. Wright, Otis Class, all the soul, baby, making music, man. He represents the legacy of Royal Studios, which is celebrating its 60th anniversary of existence, of making, baby, making music, man, hey, love and happiness, okay? Doing special tributes to the one and only Young Dolph, the king of Memphis. The king of Memphis, another king. Memphis known for producing kings and killing kings, man. It is what it is, but Young Dolph, we representing him, juking, all that great stuff. The one and only Elder 1D Ship, gospel producer extraordinaire, will be represented with a legacy award as well. Special tribute by his signature artist, the one and only, the great one, Elizabeth King. Can you feel me? She's a queen with the last name of King. Can you feel me, man? Okay, so also we give an honor to the one and only Hugh D. Whalum, who is the patriarch of the Whalum family. The Whalum family is to Memphis music what the Marcellus family is to New Orleans music. They're Memphis music royalty, man. Memphis music royalty, man. Memphis music royalty. Okay. Hugh David Whalum was Jimmy Lunceford's best friend. When Jimmy Lunceford passed away on July 12th, they had his funeral in Memphis. Another one, he had one in New York while the black elite in Hollywood came out. In the entertainment business, show business, because there's no business like show business, like show business, like no business. But anyway, he had a funeral down here in Memphis on July 21st, 1947. Hugh David Whalum sung at the funeral. On his way home, got killed in a car accident. He had special tributes from the McKinney family, a very other talented music royalty family in Memphis. The McKinneys will be performing a tribute, as well as Cortland Whalum, the great-grandson of Hugh David Whalum. Now, Cortland, great voice, phenomenal singer, and his brothers are Cameron Whalum, who is the trombonist and singer for Bruno Mars. They recorded Uptown Funk at Royal Studios. Hey, hey, hey. Okay. And also Scooter Whalum, who's the saxophone solo on Jay-Z's Rock Boys on the American Gangster soundtrack. Following the footsteps of his uncle, the great Kirk Whalum, who was the saxophone solo on Whitney's I Will Always Love You. There, that Whalum playing, understand? Then Hugh David had some other talented sons. One was Peanuts Whalum, who just passed away, great jazz saxophonist, instrumentalist, and as well as singer, performer, Lionel Hampton, Dinah Washington, all them greats. And also Wendell Whalum, I think. Wendell Whalum, who was the longtime director of the Glee Club down, the world famous Glee Club down in Morehouse. Kind of like what the Jubilee singers out of Fisk, the Glee Club, or the Glee singers out to Morehouse. So anyway, Larry Payne, forgotten martyr of the movement, the last person to die in the aftermath. He died in the aftermath of Dr. King's last march. He was killed by the police in front of witnesses in the projects at only 16 years young, March 28th, 1968. Dr. King made a phone call to his mom, and the following Thursday, because he was killed on Thursday, then the next Thursday they killed Dr. King in Memphis. We're honoring him as a We All Be martyr for the cause, for the righteous cause. Reverend Artura Easton Williams will also be honored. L. Alice Wilson, who was the one-time editor at the Tri-State Defender, who took one of the worst beatdowns. His beatdown was probably more severe than Rodney King's, but it helped save the lives of the Little Rock Nine, because the white mob, instead of focusing on them 9 black kids trying to integrate Central High School, They took all their anger, frustration, and aggression out on this brother, brave brother who lost his life due to his injuries at only 49 years young. And we got some surprises that we're honoring as well. So that's free for you all, 5 to 9 p.m. Central, Orpheum Theater, Saturday, October 22nd. So I guess that's it. I gave y'all what I gave y'all. I hope you are edutained. Are you edutained? Are you edutained? Are you edutained? Are you edutained? So remember, we are still raising money for support for what we're doing on Saturday. For what I do all day, every day. I'm the feeder. I'm feeding y'all the information. So can y'all feed me? Can y'all feed me too? Yo, baby. So thank you. And yes, I'm gonna act silly because I got a lot of serious stuff going on. See, when you do real serious stuff, you can take yourself not so serious, but what you do should be taken seriously. So thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. Cash out your support, $R2C2H2. That's $R2C2H2. You go Google Pay, Google Pay, PayPal, and Zelle your support. The email is R2C2H2@gmail.com. That's R2C2H2@gmail.com. Or you can Vimo it, man, at R2C2H2. That's at R2C2H2. You can buy Artivist art at R2C2H2.com. You can wear Artivist gear at our official Teespring store, which is R2C2H2's place. So without further ado, thank you, thank you, thank you. Be blessed, be great, amplify, be a blessing by amplifying love, and what you do, give it to the world, and the world will give it back to you. In the words of Duke Ellington, we love you madly. In the words of Brother Hurd, keep on producing and pushing. And I'm out of here. Greetings, family. This is your brother Ron, with an urgent request. Can you help us honor this man, this amazing black man, James Melvin Lunceford, for at least one night in Memphis? If they could give Elvis 2 weeks out of the year in Memphis, why not honor a black man who brought music education to the city schools, who believed in black people, who lived among black people, who gave back to black people? Help us honor Jimmy Lunceford on Saturday, October 22nd, 2022 at the Orpheum Theater, downtown Memphis. We are not only honoring the legacy of the first person in the history of the world to teach jazz studies in a formal educational setting up in North Memphis at Manassas High, but we also honoring black excellence and also the world-renowned Memphis music sound. So please find it in your hearts and in your wallets and in your purses and in your Cash Apps and your Vimos and Zelles and Google Pay and PayPal to help us honor this brother, because we are providing this service free, but it's costing me time, money, and all types of stuff. But I want to give it free so we could learn how to pay the right respect to the righteous ancestors who believed in us, who didn't give up, give out, or give in on us. You see how it works? So thank you all for even considering, because you know that the best is yet to come. Because let this man's burial in Memphis be inspirations for many generations more, to plant seeds in your people, to invest in your people, to believe in your people, to achieve with your people. Thank you so much. One love.